Zach Sang and the gang.
Zach Sang and the gang. We are hanging out in the studio right now with Bethany Hamilton. Hello, hello.
Aloha.
Congratulations on this book, Body and Soul.
Thank you. I'm stoked on it.
Tell me all about the book, because it's kind of different. Like, when they first said that you were coming out with a book, and I was like, maybe it's like, your story, everything about you. And then I kind of realized it's kind of like a life book in a sense. It's kind of like a little bit of everything.
Yeah, so Body and Soul is like my 7th or 8th book now.
Wow.
I have a few, like my biography.
Yes.
And then I have like a faith book for young girls, like
Cool.
a devotional, and then even have some fictional books, like little kid fictional books, which are cool. And then now Body and Soul. And Body and Soul is a girl's guide to a fit, fun, and fabulous life. And my heart behind this book kind of started when I was a teenager. I guess as a female, you go through so many different crazy changes. And I know when you're a teenager, you just have this really awkward stage.
Of course,
usually.
naturally.
Most teenage girls, at least. And it's hard to adjust to. And I think also just our whole culture is like kind of telling you like, hey, you got to be the cover of the next like skinny girl magazine.
Exactly.
And that wasn't really like what I was looking for with this book, but just to like encourage girls to make healthier choices and be like live a healthier lifestyle, because a lot of that gets also caught away in like junk food.
Exactly.
And, like, just stuck on your iPhone or computer, and you just can't get out of the house and get some exercise. And so I just got really passionate about it as I was experimenting in my own body and like starting to eat healthier and move in a healthy way. And I guess as a professional athlete, that kind of was like needed to come. I needed to do that.
Of course.
But I think even if you're not a professional athlete, it's so important. And also on top of like the way they eat and move, encouraging the girls in their faith on top of it. So
how crazy is it that girls kind of turn to you for that type of stuff? Like, they look to you for that type of advice. They listen to you, things that you say, it really empowers people.
Yeah, I guess I've been through a lot, and my outlook on life of like losing my arm to a shark and then continuing on surfing has been like a light for young girls especially, and people of all different ages. Like, I had this grandpa in Trader Joe's the other day. He's like, hey, you're an inspiration to me. And I'm like, oh, cool.
Is there pressure attached to that? Walking around, because you really are an inspiration, like straight up.
Yeah, I mean, if I think about it, I definitely like get overwhelmed, and like I don't thrive on human attention. Like, I'm happy to be on the sidelines and watch someone else get all the attention.
Exactly.
Like, that's fine with me, but somehow I ended up getting a lot of attention. So it's definitely like a challenge, but at the same time, if I just try to like live my life and focus on like wanting to honor God with my life and just, I don't know, take each day as it comes and do my best. And I guess that's
I think the attention, the attention doesn't come from what happened 10 years ago. The attention comes from how beautifully you handled it. That what happened 10 years ago and how you were, incredible. That's insane. No pressure involved in having a girl come up to you and being like, you know what, everything that you've done, you inspire me. You've inspired me to do this, this, and this. Do you have to live your life a certain way, or is that just you?
No, it's definitely just me. I mean, if you live your life for like that next little girl, it's just gonna get tiring. And I know that when you're just trying to please other people, like, you can only do it so long.
Yeah.
And so you definitely have to like get back to your roots and the things that you're passionate about, and live more for your passions than anything else. And my passions are surfing, God, and my family, and just doing what I love to do. And so
have you found a way to juggle it all? Right? Because you do a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still figuring that out. And, like, now being married, it's, like, this whole nother aspect of, like, balancing your marriage amongst all this other crazy stuff. But
and your husband's with you. Like, that's a big deal. So you bring him with you when you go to work? Yeah,
we travel together, and it's nice because otherwise our marriage would be so like really hard because we'd be very separated. I mean, we would definitely change things if he wasn't traveling with me. Like I'd probably travel half as much.
Yeah.
But I'm thankful for his support, and it's cool, like, being able to teamwork it. Like, this recently, we were going to the National Prayer Breakfast, and I actually spoke at it, and, like, the president's, like, from me to you while I'm talking, and before I started freaking out, and, like, I never get nervous for speaking.
Okay.
And Adam was there, and he was, like, my rock, and he, like, held me together and, like, helped me with my speech, and yeah, it was good.
Is there anybody that you've, like, spoken in front of? Like, have you ever been in front of a crowd and really gotten nervous? Because you speak probably all the time.
That was the time. That was it. I'm fine in front of big crowds, but for some reason that was, like, a political event. There's, like, people from high politicians from all over the world, and you're just like, oh my gosh, I'm just a surfer.
Why are you so comfortable in front of crowds? Is it because you're kind of just telling your story? Is there, like, it's easier to tell your story than to talk about something that, like, you haven't really lived through.
Ever since I was little, like,
time.
I was fine. Like, I remember I was, like, 14, 15 years old, and I went through, like, the first pitch for a Yankees game or something. And I didn't even like baseball. I didn't even know who the Yankees were, probably. And I'm, like, throwing this pitch in front of all these people, and I was, like, fine.
That's crazy.
So it's just something, I don't know, it just comes easier for me. Like, I'm not super nervous in front of big crowds.
So you've been able to do a lot with your life. I mean, not only surfing, telling your story, writing books, having a movie. What do you want? Is there anything else that you need to accomplish, that you want to accomplish?
I just, like, amongst all that, just continuing surfing and then eventually, like, have a family with my husband.
Yeah.
Is that
like a real thing, having a family, or is that, like, distance? Because, I mean, like, writing a book, surfing, speaking, that's, like, a lot of work.
Yeah, definitely having a family is not, like, in the super near future, but not, like, too far away, because I want to be a young mom.
Yeah.
And I'm 24, so maybe in, like, 4 or 5 years.
Perfect. That's good timing.
Yeah, so we're, like, working our butts off now and also having a lot of fun and traveling. We just got back from New Zealand, and I did a surf contest there, but we also did, like, some just adventuring.
Very cool. Is that the coolest thing about traveling everywhere you go? Just getting a chance to kind of, like, look around?
Yeah, that's been one of the coolest things about surfing, is it's taken me everywhere. Like, the randomest places. Like, I've been to, like, Samoa and Indonesia,
awesome.
South Africa.
That's crazy.
Maldives, like, all these, Europe. Like, so it's been pretty cool. I think I've learned a lot through that and in my travel, and just kind of had to grow up faster when you start traveling internationally, and you gotta get, like, street smart. Like, I've realized, like, when I meet someone that's just not street smart, you're like, whoa, how do you just, like, not figure out the basics? But, like, it's definitely, like, something you have to learn. I was like, whoa, I kind of am somewhat street smart.
How about here in New York City? What do you like to do?
Every time we come here, I like to go and see Broadway. Last time we were here, what Broadway did we see? We saw The Phantom of the Opera.
That's awesome. What are you seeing this time?
I don't know if we're even gonna have time, and, like, every morning super early, so I'm, like, kind of, like, going to bed early, but the next one I want to see, I want my husband to see Lion King, which is my favorite one.
So good. Dan loves The Lion King.
Yeah, I'm a Lion King lover. I think I've seen it 3 times now.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, and I'm, like, happy to go again.
You need to go and see it. There's a glare, so I can't see your husband, but you gotta go and see it. It's so good. You really enjoy it. It's awesome.
Yeah.
And the book, Body and Soul, Bethany Hamilton. This is kind of, like, sum up the book in a few words for me.
So it's just, I wanted to just, like, be a really user-friendly book for especially teen girls that have no clue anything about health, and, like, not, like, be like, hey, you need to do this, 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 and this, but, like, just share with them how I like to eat and live. And, like, with my trainer, Dustin Dilberg, and his wife, we all teamwork to come up with, like, recipes and, like, user-friendly workouts. And I just encourage the girls, like, hey, find your best friend or your family member to, like, hey, once a week, let's try one new vegetable, and, like, start incorporating more vegetables in your favorite dish.
Very cool.
Or, like, here's some workout moves, and if you're not super into working out, just find things that you like to do, activities like hiking or maybe, like, dancing, like finding a local dance class, and, like, not trying to be, like, the professional surfer, but just being your beautiful, healthy self.
Awesome. Body and Soul, Bethany Hamilton. It's going to be available. When is it out officially?
It's out now.
It's out right now.
Yeah.
Go and buy it.
All the major bookstores.
Awesome. All the information is going to be up on our website, ZachSangandTheGang.com. Bethany, thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Thank you.
It was awesome. Thanks.